Hey guys, welcome to our new show, Comics Weekly 360, when we give you all the latest news of everything comics related in 2-minute intervals. My name is DJ, and this is Mr. Whisker.
Hey guys, how you doing? How you doing?
All right, and this week Marvel has released a lot of news, and are they messing up the comic book line? Find out later on this episode of Comics Weekly 360. Okay, so let's start off with our first topic. We're going to talk about Cloak and the Dagger. They just released their teaser trailer to Cloak and Dagger. So, Anthony, how are you feeling about this?
Right now, I really don't know what to feel about it. It's because it's on Freeform. Freeform is known for having those teen drama shows. So, most likely it's going to be like that, especially on how the trailer looked. But I do lean on the side of it being good because Marvel hasn't disappointed us too bad, minus Iron Fist.
Yeah, and that's how I'm feeling as well. And the bad part about it is that I'm used to these campy TV shows, or teen drama TV shows, and I love them. Like 13 Reasons Why. I still watch Degrassi as well. So I wouldn't mind them to see them take that teenager little drama route, because the new Power Rangers movie was that way, and I love that aspect of it. And you know, all the spectacle of the Power Rangers is cool, but like that story they built around it was cool. And if this goes that direction, I think it would be good, especially if you see I was about to say teenage drama again, but Cloak and Dagger inside of like the Ultimate Spider-Man universe, that's what they were. They were like this romantic love couple who was all teenagey, dramedy, and all this, you know, mixed up in the superhero world. So I'm actually excited to see it. Like, I never heard of Freeform before. If I'm not mistaken, that's ABC Family, right?
Yeah, it was ABC Family at first.
But I think it will be a good look for it. I can't wait to see it. My only biggest gripe about shows like this is just they are on live TV, so the effects budget will be door down.
Yeah, I'm hoping that they still match it up with the rest of the continuity like Netflix in the movies.
And it's supposed to be in the MCU as well. And I'm liking how they just keeping everything in the MCU, but also out the MCU. All right, time's up. We're gonna go to our next topic. So, Anthony, you're a big fan of these guys. I know Chris is as well. With me, I'm so 50-50 of them. Here we just announced, or Marvel just announced this week, the new Warriors TV show. And to start off, the only character I really care about is Squirrel Girl. I was fighting for her to have her own TV show, and I definitely wanted her to appear inside the MCU of the Netflix side of things, because we have the Jessica Jones and we also have the Luke Cage there. So I just really wanted her to like kind of come into her own in that show, since she's like the babysitter of their daughter.
Yeah, I'm a little bit disappointed because it's not on the Netflix, but I am excited for it just because of Squirrel Girl. I'm hoping that they actually put Anna Kendrick on there. First thing I did as soon as they announced it was I tweeted to Marvel and said, hopefully y'all let Anna Kendrick do it, because she wanted it for years.
Yeah, and this is a role that she's been like really thriving for. And when I look at the new Warriors, I only start reading them recently, like in the new iteration of the all new art from Marvel. And before then, when Sam Alexander joined the new Warriors, right?
Right.
So the only characters I really know of is Speedball and Mr. Immortal. I don't really know about anybody else. So is this somebody that you're really familiar with the Marvel Universe?
Not really. I'm around the same as you as far as Speedball, Mr. Immortal, and Squirrel Girl, which are the three I'm excited for. Hopefully they, do the rest of the backstory and do them justice.
Yeah, and it's supposed to be like a comedy show as well. So I'm interested to see that.
Yeah, that's what I want for. I do want it to be lighthearted at least, because the other one's going to be a drama. So this one's got to be funny or something.
Yeah, and like Marvel, they have good comedic moments inside their movies and their shows. But I'm scared to see a whole show just based on comedy. So I can't wait to see how they're going to actually like make it happen, basically. All right, so on to our next topic, a Krypton TV show. Like this recently came out like earlier in the week. We had a Krypton teaser for a TV show that's supposed to be based on the House of L, so like that's Superman's like father and mother. I don't know how it's gonna work and what channel it's supposed to go on, but like it appeared on Instagram and the footage was recently taken down. What are your thoughts about this whole debacle and how DC handled this, or just how you feel about like a Krypton TV show?
Well, I know it's supposed to be on Sci-Fi, and It looked like it's not going to last that long because it looks as though like they're at the end right before it blows up, which is stupid. If you're going to do a long-lasting series, then you should do it like in their prime and then lead on to the end.
So basically, we just going to be starting off with like the birth of Superman or around that time until he was birthed, and then kaboom.
Basically, it's like all like desert, like it's deserted looking already. It's all dark and it's just, it don't look right to me yet.
Would you be scared that if they was to do some sort of twist on it, like after it blew up, like you had still some inhabitants like on craters of the planet and his father is still alive trying to get in reach with Superman?
That actually would be a pretty good twist. But what I think is they're gonna make it last long up until the point where it blow up, but it's not gonna make any sense unless they do like short bursts of time.
And it also can be like flashback heavy, like as everything is blowing up, they switch back to a simpler time of like what happened with the House of L. And it would be cool if they just like focus on the actual whole House of L themselves and like how they became to be. You know, somewhere in that aspect.
And one of the things I did see in the teaser was, you know how in Man of Steel they had the little S with it was like a little memory chip or whatever it was, like a key.
Yeah.
They have that in there, so it looks as though like they're going for that style.
Okay, so basically what Zack Snyder did with Man of Steel.
Right.
All right, so on to the next topic. Spider-Man 2 has been announced, release date. They released some new arts about it. And it's Spider-Man, so M-E-N, plural, not singular. And this is about Miles and Peter's relationship right after the end of Spider-Man 1. That was like in 2012 or so.
Right.
And so now we have both the main Spider-Mans inside of 616. What is your opinion about this? Because the way that this ended, Anthony, it was that Spider-Man actually Google searched like Miles Morales from the 616, and they ended on like what did he find? So after this, like, is they gonna like kind of retcon that Google search? Like what do you think about this run right here?
I think that Google search made no sense because in Miles Morales' Spider-Man, they already know each other. Like he lectures him and everything. It's like, so why are you Googling him unless there's some like big giant secret? But I doubt that he don't already know about it.
Exactly. So like, and this is where Secret World comes into play because it kind of like retcon everything, even Miles' backstory.
Mm-hmm.
And like, cause like Molecule Man kind of like made that happen with Miles being in the main 616. So I'm pretty sure that changed his whole backstory. So that ending is just like contradicting like what they did inside of Secret War. So I can't wait to see where they can go from there. And also, like Miles' parents and everybody is alive. Like, are they gonna like switch up like what happened, or Miles gonna finally know his original backstory from the 6119 universe?
I think he already know because when he was talking to Spider-Gwen, he basically said he's seen worlds explode. So he knows that he was from another universe.
Yeah, that's a scary thing. You know, Marvel and their continuity errors.
Yeah, it's too many questions.
Yeah. All right, next we are going to go to the Alfred backstory timeline. So a new comic is going to be dropping by Scott Snyder. And it's going to be based on Bruce Wayne's origins, and it's going to focus heavy on Alfred. I'm not a big DC fanboy, but I do love me some Batman. Anthony here is a big DC fan, along with Chris, like the biggest DC fans I know. So you take this away.
Well, hopefully they don't retcon his military background. You know, he was a soldier at one point. I do want to know what happened to him as a kid and why he's been staying with Bruce after so long, after his parents got killed. But I think it's going to be pretty good. Scott Snyder is a good writer, and All-Star Batman is pretty good so far.
Yeah, I haven't been reading on any of the DC comics. I read a couple, like when Rebirth starts. So I really don't know what's going on, but I love backstories. I love origins, and I like when they just like do comic books like out of continuity.
Right.
So I would like to see like, and that was my biggest question, right? It's like whatever happened to Alfred, like why is he taking care of him? Why does he stay for so long? Or how did he get in this position? How old is really Alfred? Like, so there's a lot of questions that I have, and that's always been with Batman in general, that I really hope that they focus on here. And is this just going to be like a story-driven comic, or are we going to have like some superhero aspects in it? Are we going to have some flashbacks, like, or flash forwards? So there's a lot with this comic that I'm scared of seeing it, but I would definitely, you know, love to read it, you know, and see what's going on.
Right.
Okay, so Marvel just went ahead and released a new comic book line, or so we think. It's called Marvel Legacy. It's supposed to be premiere this fall 2017, and is not a big comic book event like Secret Empire, because the next one is not going to start 18 months from now. Now, they do have many events like Resurrection that's focusing on the Inhumans and X-Men. What could this be, Anthony? What are your thoughts about it?
From what I'm seeing so far, they're attempting to place the old heroes like and pair them up with the new heroes. So I'm wondering if it's gonna be like kind of like Spider-Man. So they'll have like two Novas together, two Spider-Men together, things like that. Most likely Tony Stark will come back. They're not gonna leave him dead forever. But that's what I think it's going to be. As far as what it actually is, they're not really saying right now. But
yeah, now that actually does sound interesting. And what I was thinking, I wasn't going that direction. I was thinking like, what happened? They just make a new universe with just all the old heroes and nothing new. Kind of like a fresh start with Marvel. But that actually sounds pretty accurate. Like especially you see Richard Writers with Nova. They talking about bringing Bruce Banner back, which I hope they don't. You still have both the Hawkeyes, the Wolverines are still there. And Tony Stark with Riri, I could see that seems feasible to me, because in Secret War you actually see Tony in his suit, and in her comics she basically got his AI running his own suit, besides just him being in her suit, which could happen. I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing you have both the Thors there, like you said, both the Spider-Man. So I would like to see that. Anything else that you like to put on this? 25 seconds up.
Well, I think they're actually going to do Thors. It was another one that I was thinking about. I don't know about Bruce Banner, but most likely they're going to have to. They're going to do two Hulks, but we'll see.
And or if not Bruce Banner, maybe somebody else. Like they take away the serum from Amadeus Cho, because that's one thing they have been bringing up. Like, because you know, with this whole diversity thing, removing him and maybe replacing him with somebody else. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and talk about one of the other biggest topics when it comes to this big Marvel week of news, is that the MCU may be a little bit different after the Avengers Infinity War starting May 2019. The biggest thing Kevin Feige talked about is that all the different phases has something big, but the building of the Avengers, the trouble of the Avengers, and like this big whole cosmic aspect with when it comes to phase 3. And after that, the only thing they have planned is the second Avengers movie and Captain Marvel. And he says, basically, wherever happens, happens. What are your opinions? And also the sequel to Doctor Strange and possibly the third volume of Guardians. What is like your opinions of like, what do you think the Marvel Cinematic Universe should go movie-wise, not like TV show-wise from here?
Well, I really think that most likely in May 2019, their contracts are expiring. So, like, there's no telling if Iron Man's gonna be back. He should. They give him so much money off of it. We don't know if Captain America is gonna turn into Captain Hydra at that time. But they have a lot of different stories that they added on since the old movies. So I think that they should basically follow those. They have enough to do it.
Yeah, and this is like the perfect time to not only bring new characters to the limelight, but starting to tell the original stories. Because that's what I like about the movies. Like, they don't have to be so adapted to the comics.
Right.
And Guardians is a prime example, because that's not the 2008 Guardians team. They all are different. And like you said, all the contracts are up, but Sebastian Stan still has 3 more movies to do. So we can technically get that Winter Soldier, Captain America, follow up by, you know, more characters being added on to the ensemble. And if they end right here, I would be satisfied with it, but I would still like to see like more B-rated characters added on to the screen, because the DCEU will still be going strong by then.
Yeah, that's what they should do. They're really good at, when it comes to the movies, building people up, especially like their like Guardians. Like, nobody really talked about the Guardians until the movie came out. So if they continue to do that, then they'll be good, even if Iron Man don't come back.
Yeah, and I'm a big Guardians fan. So after the movie came out, and I'm playing the game this week, and I was like, man, I can't imagine that after reading this 10 years ago, that literally almost 10 years from now, I will have 2 movies in a video game, in a cartoon based on these guys that I love so much. But moving on to our next and final topic, Nova is getting canceled. He's getting a gun from Marvel, and this is not like no storyline cancelization as they was building up to it. It's just after issue number 7 in July, they are just like Xing him from this whole comic book run. I don't know how I feel about that, because before Secret War, I think Nova had one of the best runs, him and Miss Marvel, and with Richard Rider being back and them just dropping him off like this, it's really hurtful, because it was probably one of the best runs they have right now.
Yeah, you're right. That run was amazing. Like all of the newer people, like Miss Marvel, Miles Morales, like all of the people that pretty much make the champions, they all had great stories, even
all new X-Men
as far as solo runs is concerned. So the fact that they're canceling is actually pretty bad to me, but he probably wasn't making that much money. So but at least he's...
So I want to know what they're going to do with him. Like you said, is this part of the legacy line right here?
It could be. They could be like rebooting or giving like his dad the Nova run back, and he might end up being part of the champions like Vision.
Yeah, so I wouldn't be surprised if like he only shows up in the champions, like how Hulk only showed up in Avengers movies. So that would be cool, but then we would have Richard Rider. Is he going to return back to the Guardians of the Galaxy? Because after Civil War and with Flash losing his powers and all that stuff, like the Guardians went back to like that 5-man movie team that we saw, because it went from like this big ensemble to the 5-man movie team to like the Guardians with Tony Stark and Angela and Flash and the Thing, and now it's just the regular 5. So I would like to see him rejoin that team and try to build their Nova Corps back.
Yeah, he could either rejoin the Guardians or the Ultimates.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot about the Ultimates. Yeah, that would be a great addition. A great addition. But
yeah, because he, because he, he does a lot of cosmic stuff, so that would be a perfect fit. Either one of those two.
Yeah, totally agree. But thanks for watching, everybody. That is it for the first episode of Comics Week 360. Where every week we're gonna, bring you the comic news that you need to know. I don't know. I feel like I got that from somewhere else. But my name is DeeJay. This is Anthony. Come back next week as we're talking about more comics news. And we're going to have a new special guest, which will be Chris. You guys will like him. You guys will love him. And you may hate him a lot. Anyway, see you next time. And remember,
stay lame.
There you go. Hey guys, remember to check out our last video. To the left, you have the last video that we upload in this playlist, and to the right, we have the video before that. And remember, if you like this content, always feel free to give us a like, thumbs up, and subscribe by clicking on the little icon on this channel. Just consider it. And remember to stay lame.